Hi everyone, Amy from Needham's Business and Financial Strategies here. Today, hopefully in this webinar, I can shed some light on the new stimulus packages that the government has released to help small businesses deal with the current events we're facing from the coronavirus. There has been a lot of different information that's gone around and we've had many clients confused as to how it affects their business. So hopefully after this short webinar, you'll understand how you can claim credits for your PAYG on your employees and also about the extra stimulus boost credits that your business can get. So the government released two stimuluses, and the first one was up to $25,000 back to small and medium-sized businesses with a minimum payment of $2,000 only if your aggregated annual turnover is less than 50 million. Now this is based on the prior year. So if last year your aggregated turnover was less than 50 million, then you're eligible for this offset. This was originally set at whatever your PAYG was for your employees, you were able to get 50% of that back. It was capped at $25,000 and it was very, very different to the second stimulus that was released later on. The second stimulus has now bounced right up for small businesses. So the difference is now that you can claim up to $50,000 on PAYG credits that you have lodged with the ATO once you have done your BAS statement. So if your first BAS is $30,000 of PAYG and the second BAS is $30,000, you'd only get $30,000 back in the first one and $20,000 back in the second one. So it's capped up to $50,000. That's as much as you can get. Now, there's two different phases for this second stimulus package. So firstly, employers will receive a first payment equal to 100% of the salary and wages, and this will be on your activity statements that are due the 28th of April and also the 28th of July quarters. Quarterly lodgers will be eligible to receive a first payment equal to 100% of the salary and wages, up to a maximum of 50,000. Monthly BAS lodgers will receive the first payment for the March 2020, April 2020, May 2020, and June 2020. The difference with your March BAS will be, though, because you're only lodging one BAS for your monthly amount of PAYG, the ATO will immediately just times that by 300%, so then you get your benefit for the first quarter. And then after that, you'll just get your benefit each month as you lodge your monthly BAS statement. There is also a second additional payment which will be made over 4 instalments. And this amount, the total would be the aggregate of what your first initial 2 BASs were, or the 4 if you're on monthly. So for example, if quarter 3 you had $15,000 worth of PAYG credits and quarter 4 you had $15,000 worth of PAYG credits, your total payment would have been $30,000. So for the second set of stimulus payments that you'll be getting, it will be divided by 25% and it will be over 4 payments. So you'll receive a further 4 payments of $7,500 from the government. So quarterly lodgers will get this additional payment on the BAS lodged for the 28th of July and also the 28th of October. Monthly lodgers will get theirs on June 2020, July 2020, August 2020, and September 2020. So there is a bit of a difference between lodging quarterly and monthly. Unfortunately, you're unable to change that at the moment as that's what's set with the ATO. I realise that, it's probably a lot easier to be lodging monthly BASs at the moment to keep the cash flow going, but unfortunately we can't change how the ATO stipulated you lodge your BAS statements. I think it's easier to do a few examples because it is quite confusing to understand where your business sits and how it will affect you. So here's an example of a monthly lodger and they have PAYG between $10,000 to $1,667 per month. So you own a business in the ACT and you employ your workers on an average full-time weekly earnings who each earn $89,730 per year. In the month of March, April and June, you report withholding of $15,008 for your employees on each BAS. As your prior year turnover is less than 50 million, your business continues to be active, then you're eligible for this grant. Under the stimulus package for March, you'd have a credit of $45,024. So that is, as I said before, 15,008 times the 300. So that would make up your PAYG for January, February and March. In the April period, you would then only get 4,976 because that's when you're about to hit the cap of $50,000. For May, you will receive nothing as you've already received that 50,000 cap. But this is when the second lot of payments kicks in. So in June, you'll get an additional 12,500, also in July, also in August, and also in September. And how they've calculated that 12,500 is you have received $50,000 in the first amount of payments through your PAYG credits. So 50,000 divided by 4, that's your payment that you'll get each month. Another example is for a monthly lodger, and they have PAYG between 6,250 and 10,000. Similar circumstances to before, but it's a lot less in PAYG that they're paying each month. So for the March period, they would receive back $26,364. Again, their monthly amount normally of PAYG is $8,788. So for that first period in March, they're going to times that by 300% to make up for the January, February, March payment. In April, you'll get 8,788. In May, you'll get 8,788. In June, you're going to get 6,066 because that's all that's left over before you hit that initial $50,000 cap. But then you're also going to receive the second payment of 12,500. Again, because this business had hit that $50,000 threshold, they're going to receive back the 12,500 per month for the total boosting cash flow for employers. But what happens if you pay wages but you don't withhold any tax? And unfortunately, this is where a lot of people who hire casual employees or people who are under that threshold, they don't actually have to pay any tax, but they have employees. So eligible businesses that pay salary and wages will receive a minimum payment of $10,000, even if they're not required to withhold tax. They'll also get the second payment as well, and that will be worked out upon what they've already received in that first payment. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of people contact me all of a sudden wanting to change to be a company, or all of a sudden want to register to start paying salary and wages when they never have before. The government realises this, and so if you were not registered for PAYG prior to the 12th of March 2020, you cannot now apply and use this grant, which is unfortunate, but I'll discuss that afterwards. An example for quarterly lodgers with no PAYG. So you own a business in ACT and you employ 2 casual employees who each earn $10,000. This is underneath the tax threshold, so no tax is ever due. Your prior year turnover is less than 50 million and your business continues to be active. So under the new stimulus package, you would be eligible to receive $10,000 for your March quarter as you pay salary and wages, but are not required to withhold tax. You will then receive an additional payment of $5,000 in June and $5,000 in September. This is equal to your different amounts that you're going to receive back on the boosting cash flow for employers' payments. If you begin withholding tax for the June quarter, you would need to withhold more than $10,000 before you can receive this additional payment. Now, I understand that this is very confusing, and trust us, we've been over all of the information so many times. So what we really urge you to do is before you lodge any BAS, make sure you seek advice from us to make sure that we are making the most from what the government is providing and making sure you're doing it the right way. Unfortunately, we have a lot of sole traders out there who don't pay wages and are not meeting any of the thresholds to be able to claim these stimulus payments. So what the government has said is that they're going to do a coronavirus supplement to be paid at a rate of $550 per fortnight. Now, this will be paid to both existing and new recipients of the job seeker payment, youth allowance, job seeker, parenting payment, farm household allowance, and special benefit. And this will be paid for the next 6 months. So we found that a lot of businesses have actually had to close their doors or can't operate as they normally do. We strongly urge you to go and sign up for the job seeker payment now so that at least you know you can have some additional income that is coming in. Thank you for listening. I hope that this has at least cleared up one part of the stimulus package. I will be doing further webinars dissecting all of the other grants that are available. There is a lot, but if you're anything like me, the amount of information is just mind-blowing. So we're preferring to split it up so then you can re-watch different segments. Again, any further information that's needed or any help or support, please don't hesitate to contact the office. Okay, thank you.